Hey guys, if you were planning to apply your state nominee here in Tasmania, I would just want to share my experience to you. How did I apply my ROI and get invited? First and foremost, let's see here. If you go into the Tasmania processing times allocation, you should be able to see the stats of how many ROI get invited, how many submitted an application, what are the minimum points, for you to get invited. So basically there's two types of pointing system here. And by the way, I'm not an agent, I'm just sharing this. I'm not an immigration agent, I'm not a lawyer. This information is just purely based on my experience, so take this as a grain of salt. And if you need more detailed and more professional advice, seek for a practitioner or a lawyer. So back to this topic here. If you go into the processing time, by the way, I'm going to put all the links description in my YouTube description, so check it out for more information. So again, this processing time invitation issued is basically a stats of how many ROI get invited. So for example, and by the way, they are also doing a weekly invites, which I like about Tasmania because there's no much like people coming here compared to other states. So anyway, so in Feb 2026, there's a 40 ROI that got invited for 190 and 24 for 491. So the lowest score, like even though let's just speak about the orange pass later, but like only 47 points for 190 and then 41 points for 491, and these are like the number of they have on hand. These are the number of places that are available. It's only 629, but still it's still there. We don't have much of people that are coming here and apply for the state nominee. So if you want to see the stats, go into the processing times allocation, and then let's say you're interested and you want to take a look what are the criteria. Okay, first and foremost, you need to make sure that your EOI or expression of interest, the EOI and ROI are different, so you need to make sure that you meet at least 65 points for your expression of interest. In order for you to calculate that points, you just simply go into the EOI calculator here, and then you just need to fill in the details. Unfortunately for 190, I only have 60 points. That's why I applied a 491. Although I have a very high points in the ROI, I just like only applied a 491. The 190, I can still make that work. Like I can get some tests and stuff, but I just don't want to have stress. So 491, if you were good already here in Tasmania, so we just keep the 491 basically, because the 491 going to give you an extra 15 points. So anyway, go back here. So let's say you already met the at least 65 points in your EOI. You need to create an EOI first, expression of interest. The expression of interest is this is for the Australian government. The ROI is more on the state eligibility. So you need to satisfy this both criteria in order to get nominated. First is check on your EOI if you reach at least 65 points. If you reach 65 points, go into the Tasmanian eligibility for ROI and check how strong your profile is, if there's a chances for you to get invited. First and foremost, you cannot be invited if you live outside the state, but for offshore it's also a different discussion. You just need to have a job offer for offshore applicant. But for onshore applicant, if you are here in Australia and you want to apply in state nominee in Tasmania, you need to be living here, and you also need to have a job from a Tasmanian company. So if you want to check in the eligibility requirements for the ROI, this is the page. I'm going to put it in the link description below. And let's say Tasmania, there's a graduate scheme, there's also an offshore and resident scheme, but let's just focus on a skilled employment pathway, the one that I have applied. So there's two types, there's 190 and there's also a 491, and these are the minimum requirements. So you cannot apply for ROI. You can apply, but you will get automatic rejection if you didn't meet this criteria. So make sure you check this out before you apply for ROI. the most important or mandatory requirements for you to get eligible for TSE, or Tasmanian Skilled Employment, is you need to have at least 9 months of experience for job working here. 6 months in your skills assessment if you are under in the health and teaching industry, so you only need to have 6 months. And a good thing as well, if you are in this occupation, you will get a gold list, which means you're going to be automatically nominated once you are eligible in this minimum requirements. And you can also see here the priority occupation, but right now in 2026 it doesn't really apply because I am under in the priority list, but I'm still in the gold. Like, I'm no longer in a gold color. I was downgraded to the orange plus on this new rule, because of this new rule. So you only need, again, a Tasmanian company. You're working in a Tasmanian company and you are working at least 20 hours per week. You should have a relevant skills assessment, and it's also required in your EOI. So, and then this month, 12 months, this is just for the if you are working as a self-employed or a contractor. So go back to the, what do you call that? Go back to the priority list. Basically, once you already meet these requirements, there's a so-called priority list. And the good thing with Tasmania is it's a bit certain when you'll get invited. So if you pass, like here, if you are in the health industry, then automatically you're gonna get 1,000 points, which is equivalent to automatic nomination. So if you are in this industry, you're gonna be nominated automatically. Green Pass is more on those people living here longer, so you're gonna be automatically gonna get 500 points. The Green Pass will only usually takes just 3 to 4, like less than a week to get invited once you submitted your ROI. Orange Plus, which is my color, well, usually in the nomination it says that you need to, it's gonna take at the minimum of 6 months to get invited. But in my case, I am in Orange Plus, but I get invited within 3 days, I think. So I applied on Monday, then I get the nomination on Thursday. I'm not sure if it's because my priority, like my list, my occupation is in the priority list, but I don't think that's really matter. But here, orange is the lowest color, but it doesn't mean that you will gonna be unlikely get invited. So, but the higher the score is, that's why there is a processing in here in these stats. You're gonna double check what's the minimum or lowest score who get invited. So for the Orange Pass, if you get at least 41 points, and by the way, this is going to change in weekly basis. Sometimes they are inviting 30 points. So just check this page at least every week. So for this week, last week, the lowest score they get invited for 491 is 41 points. So you just need to calculate this one. And then let me just show you my ROI. I submitted in 9th of Feb, and then I claimed these points. So I have the more than 76,000 per year, and then this one I also claimed this, and this. So basically this is equivalent to 51 points, I think. And if you can see here, the processing time, I am above average both in 491 and 190. But I said, since I only have 60 points in my EOI in 190, I just choose to apply for 491 because I just don't want stress to catch that extra points in the EOI. I wanted to submit the ROI application right away. So go back to that. I was able to get invited, and then let's say you are ready to apply now. You can go into this website and then submit your ROI. So here, okay. So here, once you're ready, you click on create. And by the way, once you get invited, you're gonna have the status. We're gonna change to invited, and then you're gonna also receive something like this, that where you need to upload all your documents, because an assigned officer will check that out to confirm if the points that you are claiming in your ROI has a an enough proof of evidence, because they need a proof of evidence that, let's say you claim 2 years of Australian work experience, then you need to provide all those payslip, those employment certificate. So this one needs to be checked by an officer. So go back to the registration. Let's say you wanted to apply. You just need to click create new, and then you fill in your details, the country, this information, your EOI, which here you need to let me know if you want me to create an EOI thing, but you can just really Google it. Again, first is you need to create EOI first before you create an ROI. That's the unnegotiable step. You just need to pick up like what kind of like state nomination you are planning to apply. So let's say 491 skilled employment. There's also skilled graduate, established, and business operator. So you click that and then save next. Yeah, I cannot proceed. Let me just try. So you double make sure that you are picking the right information in here. Like, so for example, are you living here in Tasmania? If you accidentally hit that one, then it will be automatically rejected. Have you and your independent previously applied? So you can hit no and then save. And then here you need to just put in the your address, say and then you put in your dependent details. If you accidentally hit this one, are you currently living in Tasmania? If you hit no, then you will be automatically rejected, so double check that one. Say that, and then here you put the information of your spouse. If you have a partner, you hit save, and then here make sure that again you take the right information, otherwise you're gonna be rejected. Do you have a current outstanding? If you have a debt in Tasmanian government, you're gonna be automatically disqualified. Demonstrate English. If you say no, then you're gonna be automatically also disqualified. So just double check the question if you don't want to get in trouble, because I think if you get rejected, you need to wait at least another 6 months to apply a new ROI again. So you will pick the skills assessment, a ANSCA code that is relevant to your skills assessment, and then it says here, are you currently employed in Tasmania? If operating your own business, please enter your business information. Make sure that you hit yes, and if you are currently, if you have a business, you put in your business. But if you just work on a company, then just put in your company's details. Then you hit processing, and then here you tick that one, and then basically every time you tick a priority attributes, it's going to calculate your points. So for example here, I'm going to claim this. I have 2 years of Australian work experience, so it's a combination of my mainland and my Tasmanian experience. And then if you are working more than 12 months, you can also hit that. With this one is a bit tricky. So let's say you are earning $40 per hour. You can claim this point. Oh, that's 102. So let's just say you're earning $50 per hour, which is more than 107. So let's just say you're earning $55 per hour, which is roughly so $55 per hour. So you can claim this point, but you cannot claim this point. So you cannot claim overlapping attributes. So for example, so I'm gonna claim this because I'm not, oh yeah, so I'm gonna claim this, but let's say I am earning $40 per hour, which is still saying here that my salary is at least 68, or I cannot claim this point. So you should only pick the the most like closed attributes. So here also make sure double check, because if you claim something that you cannot justify or it overlaps, then your application gonna get rejected. So you are employed that paid more than a national but less than 57. So I am paid more than the minimum wage because I'm but less than 57. So basically I'm not earning below the minimum wage, the 57,000 per year. So I cannot claim this point. So make sure you read these attributes, because if you pick a wrong attributes and you cannot prove that to the officer, then you're gonna get rejected. So yeah, so and then once you're done with this, let's say next you need to fill in your resume, your PTE or your IELTS, your passport, your skills assessment, and your EOI, and then you submit your application. This one is free, but then when you get invited, just go back there. When you get invited, you need to pay $410 to finalize your lodgement. So you need to pay first in order for the officer to check your documents. So once they verified everything is correct, then that's the time you're gonna get a nomination, like the ROI, so you can use that to submit in Home Affairs website. So yeah, hope it helps. And if you have any question, if your status is a bit complex, I would highly suggest that you seek for an immigration lawyer or a migration agent. So this kind of thing is just like my personal experience, and as I said, these rules is in by 2026 rules, October 2025 until July 2026. So it might gonna change, because we know that Australian or state criteria always change every year. So again, hope it helps, and see you in my next video.